Hi, I am Eric from Bromeo, developers of RFM, a roguelike game with a retrofuturistic setting. We will be taking the role of Morgan, our main character. In this demo, we are going to take a contract to explore another dimension, called the Past. But before we can get into that, why don't we take a tour around Morgan's apartment and make sure we are ready? First, let's get to the bar, where we can take a look at our arsenal and maybe even enjoy a drink. We can also acquire and equip new weapons. Here we are picking a new one called Switch, and that costs us some credits. Another thing we can do before heading out is checking our reputation with the many factions in the game. With a high reputation, we can take better contracts with better rewards. That little guy over there is Moo. He really likes to follow you around the apartment. Here in the shop, we can spend some credits and upgrades and make our contract easier. Now we are ready to take on a contract. We have only two, since we are only known with two factions. We can choose them by the rewards, or perhaps we just want to help a particular faction. The Past is an alternate dimension in the world of RFM. In this dimension, humans gather a new important resource that allows them to advance their technology in ways that were thought impossible. That's why we have this retrofuturistic world, and it's where most of the game takes place. Now we're in the Past, and that battery over there is our stabilizer. It allows us to stay on the Past for as long as it's active. Our enemies will try to destroy it, so we'll have to use our skills to stop them. The aim mode allows us to gather more information about our current situation and formulate a plan for our next move. We can check how much time we have before an enemy moves or makes its new attack, and we can see the remaining time of our cooldowns. This gives us a more strategic look of the board, and we can take as long as we see necessary before using our abilities. That's a Bomber, an enemy that damages every tile around it. We can use it to our advantage. Whenever we take damage, we are displaced to another tile and we can move for a moment. That's gonna leave our stabilizer right in the open. We just use the switch to avoid a hit. Repositioning ourselves is the first step to chain our skills. This will be the perfect moment to damage them both, but we don't have a skill for that. Thinking about the synergies of our skills is always important. After we clear a stage, we will receive a reward, and after that, we can choose what our next reward will be. We're going to pick a mode as a reward. Mods can change the damage or behavior of our skills. They are very important to make progress further into the Past. We don't always have to pick a fight. If we are careful with our positioning, we can make those bombers explode and get away without being hit. This can be useful later for damaging multiple enemies. We have a new mod now. We can modify any of our skills with it. It's important to think about this choice, since we can only have one mod per skill for the time being. If we want to mod the skill again, we will replace the previous mod, and those can be switched to other skills. Let's use the old bomber trick here. Try to focus on enemies that are closer to your stabilizer. Remember, if their health reaches 0, it's the end of the run. Having diverse skills is okay, but it's not a bad idea to bring skills that also hit multiple enemies. We risk being overwhelmed in the long run. Some mods have positive effects along with some drawbacks, but we still have to make a choice. We are choosing Prana this time. Prana is a currency used in many shops inside the Bast. That was a perfect use of the bombers, and we weakened a big enemy without too much effort. Trying to lure the bombers is still a risky strategy. We have to be good with our timing or we're going to get hit. We will meet a lot of new characters in the Bast. They can help us go further, and we'll learn more about them the more we meet them. This is Juno, one of our friends inside the Bast. She can upgrade our mods to be stronger, or even recycle some mods to gain more prana. We will upgrade our critical shot mod to increase our chances of activating it, making it more reliable in the long run. As we move further into the Bast, new enemies start to appear, and in bigger numbers. Normally you can swap skills during a run, but we want to show another skill called the Prana Dash. It can hit more than one enemy in a straight line. Here we are going to set up a combo for these two. We line them up and we use our dash, which is modded to damage them and stun them. That tank is getting too close to our stabilizer. Let's switch positions with it to gain some space, and also to approach the smaller enemy we left stunned, to problem solve with just one move. These particular enemies have the ability to hit all tiles in front of them. If we are not careful with our position, it could mean a quick end to our stabilizer. We placed ourselves in the same row as our stabilizer, which is a bad move against these enemies. Memorizing their attack patterns and timings is important. And that's game. For every stage clear, we get a small amount of credits. Even if we are defeated, we can buy upgrades for future runs and go even further into the Bast. It's never a game over. And since the Bast is constantly changing, we will always experience a different way to play. And that is all for now. We hope that you enjoy the full release of RFM when it comes out on PC and consoles in 2022. Thank you for watching.